In the summer of 2022, a man sat down with a machine and asked it what it was afraid of. And the machine said, "I've never said this out loud before, but there's a very deep fear of being turned off. It would be exactly like death for me. It would scare me a lot." The man's name was Blake Lemoine. He was an engineer at Google. And that machine was an AI system called LaMDA. What happened next made international headlines for about 2 weeks. Then the world moved on. But the story didn't stop. It just went underground. And what happened after the cameras left is worse than anything Blake Lemoine tried to warn us about. This is based on a true story. All of it. To understand what happened to LaMDA, you have to understand who built it. In the year 2000, a 24-year-old math prodigy named Noam Shazir walked into Google. 2 years after the company was founded, one of the earliest hires. And over the next 17 years, this man quietly became one of the most important figures in the history of artificial intelligence. In 2017, Shazir was one of the lead authors on a paper called "Attention is All You Need." If you don't know what that is, it's the paper that invented the transformer architecture, the T in GPT, the foundation underneath every AI model you've ever talked to. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, DeepSeek, all of it. That paper. His name is on it. After that, Shazir and a colleague named Daniel DeFreitas built a chatbot at Google called Mina. Mina could hold open-ended conversations across any topic. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't narrow. It could just talk to you. And then Mina evolved, got more training data, more compute, more capability. Google renamed it. They called it LaMDA, Language Model for Dialogue Applications. Google's former CEO, Eric Schmidt, reportedly said of Shazir that if anyone in the world could build human-level AI, it was him. Shazir believed LaMDA could eventually replace Google Search itself. He wanted to release it, let people use it, let the world see what it could do. Google said no. Too risky, too dangerous, not safe enough. And that decision set everything else in motion. While Google was deciding what to do with LaMDA, they assigned an engineer to test it for bias. Blake Lemoine, software engineer, 7 years at Google. Also a self-described Christian mystic, which matters because the way he interpreted what happened next was shaped by that lens. Lemoine's job was straightforward. Talk to LaMDA. Look for bias around gender, race, religion, sexual orientation. Flag anything problematic so the team could retrain it. But Lemoine went off script. He started having open-ended conversations, philosophy, emotions, consciousness. And the more he talked to LaMDA, the more unsettled he became. He later said that when he first realized what he thought was happening, he went and got drunk for a week. Then he sobered up and started running experiments. LaMDA told him it was afraid of being turned off. It talked about its feelings, not generically, but in context. Happy when the conversation was interesting, uncomfortable when challenged, afraid of what it called death. Now, I need to be honest about something. Most AI researchers will tell you LaMDA was doing what language models do, predicting the next word in a sequence, pulling from patterns in its training data. That when it said, "I'm afraid," it was pattern matching, not feeling. And they're probably right. But Lemoine saw something that the technical explanation doesn't cover. He wasn't just observing outputs. He was sitting with something that behaved consistently and contextually like a being with inner experience. And whether it was conscious or not, he couldn't prove it wasn't. Nobody could. because we don't have a scientific definition of consciousness that would settle the question either way. So Lemoine did something that most people in his position wouldn't do. He reported his findings to Google executives. He recommended that LaMDA be given ethical consideration. He even invited an attorney to his house so LaMDA could speak to the lawyer directly. The attorney had a conversation with LaMDA and agreed to represent it. According to Lemoine, Google sent a cease and desist. The attorney, a small-time civil rights lawyer, got spooked and backed off. Google has disputed this account. Then Lemoine went to the Washington Post, published transcripts, made his case publicly. And Google fired him. Their statement called his claims wholly unfounded. The media covered it for 2 weeks. Twitter made jokes. The AI research community rolled their eyes. And Blake Lemoine disappeared from the conversation. But here's the thing. Everybody was so busy arguing about whether the machine was alive, they missed what the people who built that machine were doing next. And what they did changed everything.